What's going on, guys? It's Son of Beast and Terry Crews here. Welcome back to another NBA play-in tournaments, and now this is the day where we are finishing off in the Western Conference. The Battle of the AFC, as the winner will take on against the number 1 seed at OKC. The last two that we have is Dallas Mavericks taking on against the Memphis Grizzlies back in Memphis, Tennessee. We noticed that this was absolutely incredible, and a phenomenon goes over to with the team of Dallas Mavericks. They have been pushing an upset to beat the Sacramento Kings out of Domantas Sabonis as their season has already come down to the end to go home. But it's this time, if Dallas wins again, then they're heading into the 8th seed spot right toward the alley. But the question is, what happens with these two? Anthony Davis and Zach Edey are definitely out of tighter blocks here by Gafford and Edey. But as for Jackson Jr. against Davis, might be the hard take. But I'm not sure what's going to happen. Do you know what's it going to be? Well, it's definitely a little bit of a harder challenge so far. I mean, we might be finding out what's going on. As this moment appears, our special teams is about to bring things in to get ready for the last two. It's the 10th seed against the 8th seed. Because at this point, it doesn't mean anything. The 7th seed still needs to get right into it. If they win, they'll move on. If they don't, then they're done. And now for our next commentary for our final group, I have one of our takes in between of one of the zones by Zoe Troop with Tyler Beast, and of course, all you know for Wood Spoony, as you'll be seeing things for the last one ahead. Immediately right toward the group we have is Jason Kidd for the Dallas Mavericks. Here are the players: Spencer Dinwiddie, Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford. And for the Grizzlies, as we notice that Taylor Jenkins has ended his season, the new head coach is Tomas Lozalo. He will be regrouping the teams and for next season for 2025 to 26. John Morant, he's with on Desmond Bain, Jalen Wells, Jaren Jackson Jr., and from Purdue University, Zach Edey. Now let's get down to FedEx Forum for tonight's presentation. See you all later, everybody, for the post-game show. Mavericks, Grizzlies, next on 2K Sports. Oh, it's the big moment here in the battle of the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Hey everybody, I'm Zoe Troop, and I'm here with my broadcast partner with Tyler Beast and Wood Spoony. And tonight's commentary and the sideline reporter is David Aldrich. Tonight's group, as we're about to get this thing started, we have is the Dallas and, of course, Memphis Grizzlies. Klay Thompson, he is starting things off here, and he's with on the other team, as right now is John Morant is with Desmond Bain. Towards the middle, and on the other side of it, we have is Jaren Jackson Jr. And in the middle is Edey. And then for the other side of it, for the Mavericks, we have it across is Spencer Dinwiddie. Daniel Gafford is the center court. And from Wells is on the outside of it. And Davis is right toward the wing. Ball's tipped, and here we go as we're ready to get this thing started off. Morant starts up right toward the wing as he will give this one a handoff again to Jackson Jr. First screen will start things off here for the Memphis Grizzlies as Jackson Jr. dips in for two. Jr.'s got his first bucket against the Mavericks. Well, start off that Sean's going to be able to put it in for Jackson Jr. He really have gotten a lot of patience that he's going through. Outside, Davis looks over to Thompson. Thompson swings over to Davis as he rolls again to Washington. Washington's in the middle, finding Gafford, up for over Edey. A strong D puts in for Zach Edey from Purdue University. First started drafted out there since 2024, and this one was the start of it after his senior year. They made their team all the way to the national championship playing against UConn, but they came up that short as they weren't able to try to mix it all that they were doing it for. After they were the regional finals of the champion, and then they were in the Final Four, and after this happened, it was nowhere to be matched. This is definitely what everybody's been talking for, but they really like seeing Edey getting his two-pointer. Here's Morant. Following a bucket by P.J. Washington. Grant slides back. Will be able to take a jump shot, and it's missed here by Memphis. Davis will get his first rebound of the night with only 5:30 left to go in the first. Waits patiently. Off to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie looks at Davis, and now he has it again to Klay Thompson. Thompson. Here's the three for Dinwiddie. Downtown range no good. Bane with the rebound, he now back the other way. Thompson against Bane. Bane watching him slowly to get through. That rolls off the rim. Gafford with his own rebound with 5 minutes. Starting is not really a good option. I mean, I don't know what seemed to be going important in the ball, but I thought that there was somebody else that was going to be making it off the track. Didn't really think he was able to try to keep it up, but they didn't really think of that. So last time we saw that, David Aldridge was talking in for the third quarter of the sideline. I was talking for Jason Kidd as he was talking with his team that he'd been looking for. He said this is playoff time, folks. If we make it that far, we'll have some chance to do some time. Much dribble, get right to work. It's definitely the key, what they all matter for. I mean, when you do for something that's real, just think ahead and do what you can. If you don't have any options, you gotta choose another choose. The plan is just that simple. Here's Morant, and they will pick their first timeout for the Memphis Grizzlies with only 4:12 to go in the first quarter. We'll start off at strong here as we're looking at it before. I mean, Morant's definitely like putting it all with the use of the effort. I've seen so many games on the other plans, but the position wasn't really that worth again. They've really been coming and stretching, as we already noticing that this was not always the easy time to start things off then. Well, I didn't really mention how it was going to happen here before. I just really got to make hard plays, make aggressive. They really need to talk this through here, guys. They need a lot of key. New groups on the floor for the Memphis Grizzlies and for the Mavs, as we have a good status here for Spencer Dinwiddie. Assisted in games for the last 30 days with 7.8 in 4th place. Seemed like that Spencer Dinwiddie was able to do for most of the time. I mean, I expected what they were really doing it for. It's just the pressure, but he does for all. After a steal by Klay Thompson, here's a rush. Fine pass now finds Davis. Davis looks again. Now he finds it over again to Spencer Dinwiddie. Back passes to Thompson. Thompson passes over. Now finding Davis. 6 to shoot. Up it goes, and he's fouled. That'll be his first foul on Zach Edey. First team foul for the Memphis Grizzlies. Hard drive doesn't mean anything with that. I mean, when Davis is looking at the rim, he was going to go for the take-on shots, but that was really definitely off the target. He really didn't start that often, making it fair. First free throw coming to the line for Anthony Davis with only 3:52 to go in the first quarter. Makes the first free throw for Davis. I'm seeing things here before, and when I talked about the Anthony Davis, he was also known as ID, but here's another thing. He's the bro. How's that thing? Because the bro definitely has it all? I don't know what that is. I mean, it may be a possible thing. I mean, I was looking at it here. Well, bro makes it happen. Because that's his name what it goes with. Indeed. I was never seeing it like this, how the bro makes it actually making appearances, but that really makes a good start off. Outside is Wells as he will look over to Jackson Jr. for 3. Got it for the outside. They're up to take that 1-point possession, 6-5. Looking good out there. Let's just see what happens with Memphis to start that off. Now he finds Thompson. Thompson trying to wig it around a bit as he looks for another take. Looks again on Dinwiddie. Finding it over one on Washington. The bounce pass by Gafford. Over around Edey. Strong D by Zach Edey. That's his second rebound of the night. Just about 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter of the game. And up over two. Good drive for Jaron Jackson Jr. They're up by one. Dinwiddie appealing for his better effort. Finding Gafford. Gafford slows down, now finds Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie for the cut. That'll be a good point layup for the two, as Dinwiddie's getting his second bucket of the night. How could it stop? Dinwiddie making that one a little bit of a parry on the energy. Oh, nice save for Edie. They slammed it. This is a close game to start the first. Timeout on the Mavericks with 2:30 left. Look at that. My ramp move over to 80 with a power. Definitely done that. Quick on the break as this one is close up by one, down by one. Big marathon. Of course we do. This is where to start things off. Party begin at FedEx Forum. Biggest moment out here in Memphis, Tennessee. As we got a big place here in a playoff picture, as we have a little bit of an update to show you what the games are going to be happening here. It's going to be starting here soon, folks, so get ready, because the first game is happening underway on Son of Beast. First game starts off with the 4 versus 5 seed. Each of the games will be happening in a range here in the Eastern Conference. First game as we will be appearing things in. This will be the Bucks taking on against the Pacers. Then the next game, as we will be heading over to still on the Eastern Conference side, as we have the numbers 2 seed against the 6 seed, 2 against the 7 seed, as we have one of our big takes that we are looking for right into the wing. We don't want to miss that one out here, because this is what happens with better games and after. And then, as we follow along for tonight's game, 1 versus 8 seed, OKC Thunder taking on against the other team, the ultimate known as... Sorry about that. I mean, we're taking a look at it again and see what's going on. But as of right now, the Thunders are taking on against the other team, as they'll be waiting for their team winner as the Mavs or the Grizzlies. And for earlier tonight, it will be a tight team for 4 versus 5 seed in the Western Conference, as this will be your Denver Nuggets against the Clippers in Mile High. That game coverage will be starting at 10. So the games will be happening here. 4 versus 5 seed, Pacers and the Bucks. And then the other team, as you will have it, is the 2nd versus the 7th seed, as it will be, this will be the Celtics against the Magic. Then 1 versus 8 seed, as they'll be waiting on a winner between the Memphis Mavericks against the OKC Thunders. And finally, Mile High Nuggets against Clippers at Mile High in Denver, Colorado. Game starts only on Son of Beast. Be ready when you can. And then the next game day will happen with the afternoon game, starting with the number 1 seed, as they'll be taking on against the 8th seed in the Eastern Conference. Cavaliers against the team of the Hawks. And this will be the upper side of it, as to keep things eyes on. So don't miss out the next game. Here's the status for Anthony Davis of this game. After the foul's been released, there will be 2 free throws for the Grizzlies. Starting off that bad, must have been taking things in here, and when you're noticing what happens with Anthony Davis and Derek Lively II have already been wiped down. He really must have mashed that one out of here, and he didn't feel like he was going to take all of it. And he missed his second free throw. This will be 11 over 10 with 1 point possession. Here's Marshall. Returning to the other side of his own, he finds Williams. Williams over to pass to Lively II. Jump shot, and good for Lively. This will be his first bucket against the Grizzlies. Coming out of our final minute in the first quarter. Sorry, now Pippen Jr. is already on Marshall. Open corner to Kennard. Missed again from outside. Williams will take his position, and he will now try to take over to the other side of it as he finds Davis. Davis looks over to Exum. Exum passes to Marshall. Overhead pass. Mavs moving the ball around. 6 to shoot. 3 for Davis. Offensive rebound will not pick up here. Here's Pippen Jr. Kennard tries again. For two's good. Second try for Luke Kennard as he makes a 3. We're tied for 13. Looking pretty well out there, Luke Kennard. I got a good feeling for him. Williams spreading around the court. Finding a bounce pass over to Exum. Exum looking over again at Williams. He now finds it over the outside of Marshall. Around Lively. It's blocked by Huff. Huff's got his second block of the game. Kennard on his way. Reaching down and got a 2. Kennard's got his second bucket. 5 points in the game. Williams from deep 3. Goes off the rim as we end the first quarter. 15-13. Great start by Huff, and we'll be right back with the second quarter. It's underway next after this. And if you're just tuning in, it started for the second quarter. We are back at FedEx Forum for the start of the quarter. 15-13 is the score. A little bit of a start action out there. What do you think? Well, they really have been doing really well. I can say now that Grizzlies has been working off their heads right the most of the time. And what they don't really seem to care for is they're blocking that shot pretty good. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I know they're doing really well, but let's see what they can definitely do to try to stop them. Second quarter starts now as the Mavs are on the court. Christie is with Dinwiddie. And it's Gafford right towards center. Thompson's right towards shooting guard, and P.J. Washington, small forward. Nice move by Gafford as he ties this one up for 15. Looked like the cut made it in easier for Gafford. He got to show his hands off. Morant settling down, finding Bain. Bain looking the other way, now find Jackson Jr. up, and he makes a draw. He has another 2-pointer as he has 9. And that's going to be Pippen Jr. with the assist. He really rolled that one up there. And believe me, he really must have taken all of it, but he did. Maybe he doesn't pay, he must have taken it in there. Back to Dinwiddie from outside. Gaffer comes in for the screen. Into a move. Great team by Huff. Huff's got another rebound. That will be number 1 to start off in the second quarter. Jump up. No good for Memphis Grizzlies. Now it's back to Christie this way, and he now rolls it again over to Washington. Fakes a pass. Dinwiddie back up behind the net. On a pass to Christie, he looks again to Thompson. Thompson finds Gafford. Pulls around. Ball almost loose. Christie goes. Blocked by Huff. What a take. That's number 3. I don't see what's going on for Huff. He really must have taken everything. Oh, wow. Jackson Jr. already been flying down in the middle out there. As we're talking about for David Aldridge, he's been talking to one of his head coaches, the new one, Tomas Glucio, has played it all with his better effort, but it doesn't make anything last for anything. He says that when we want to play it, this is playoff. Let's take a chance and get back into it. No need to get all right off the court. Think of all what you do. You practice every season, and then you get in the game. Try to show how it is. Comfortable strategies are really what everyone takes their zone trip. This is how RA handles it. Outside Bain, Jackson Jr. for 2. That's missed off the target. And rebounded by Dinwiddie with his first rebound. Approaching under 5 minutes left in the remaining in the first half of the game. Gafford now finds Dinwiddie. A bounce pass to Washington. In towards zone. Jackson Jr. with the steal. And here's Morant. Watching his time. Dish off. Jump back. And this will carry in for Gafford. Mavericks down by 2. Right to Gafford. Great team by Huff. Number 2 with his own rebound. And off the pass, now finding over to Bain. Huff looks to Williams Jr. Jr. out in front. Now find Jackson Jr. On his take, got the flow. Rolls it right in toward the rim, and he got another one. They're up by 4. They really must have been like heavy on the damage already. They're really not showing it off. Finds the pass to Christie. Christie looks to Dinwiddie now again to Washington. Bounce pass to Gafford. Up it goes to Huff. That rolls in and out. He misses one again. Not sure what's going on with the defender. It looks like that Huff is doing so well. Marquis not putting everything. So take off to Jackson Jr. Outside, big for 3. That misses from the outside. Another 3-pointer miss here for Memphis. Gafford in, on the move, good finger roll. This will be Gafford with his 3rd of the night. He really dark it all. I mean, that must have been an addition, and he whipped it on the fingertip. He really must have had one with the pace. Morant, Jackson Jr. for 3. Another 3-point miss for the opportunity on the outside for Memphis. They don't really have that clean out in them. They really need to give that one a huge credit. They just need to keep on cleaning the offense. They gotta get something out and done. Washington, 3 for Thompson. Great tee that time for Memphis. And Williams Jr. will come in for the support. Bounces back to pass the puck. And right toward it. With a shot. Rebound again. Bain tries to go for it. They shot 2, no good. Dinwiddie with his 2nd rebound, down to 2 minutes in the first half of the game. Against Marine. Dinwiddie settling out of it. Bounce pass that by Washington. Thompson from outside. Looks again. Almost loose. That finds Washington. Tries to give to Thompson, and he went offensive foul. That will be the first on the foul for Mavericks. And this will be a new change-up coming in from Dallas and Memphis. Well, this is not how it's happening out there. He must have elbowed somebody out, and that one is going to push him. They're turning it over. 4 players are on the court. Luke Kennard, Pippen Jr., and Aldova are checked in. Wells for 3. Good for the Ranger outside. 1:35 left to go in the first half. Williams right toward the wing. Close to Gafford, now gives it again to Williams. Short right toward the wing, now find Anthony Davis. And a shot. Oh! He knocked him down! Well, that must have been taken all what he did for. He must have slammed things in there pretty quickly. And that was a terrific jam for Anthony Davis, presented by AT&T, the 5G Sidecam. Here's Pippen Jr. with the pass, now finding Alderman. Alderman's right toward the wing. A 3 for Pippen Jr. Rebound by Gafford. Gafford with his 3rd rebound. He will send a deep pass. Up and over. What a great tip in for Anthony Davis. As it be Gafford with the assist. Ball up in line, he said, take another one and make a close game. Kennard, moving around a bit. Yeah, this will be cutting in motion. Taken through, got it to go. And this way, rolls it up for the 2. Williams will take his timeout with only 42 seconds in a second. Looks like they're still waiting to be better than not. They've really been looking like they're stepping in there to give that one a smackdown. Coming up will be a halftime report. This will be the 2K Sports to show out the great first half for today. A tightly even barely game so far, but there may not be anyone that might be showing it off what's the crowd going to roar. This will be the first half, underway soon. After the first game from the halftime show will be underway soon once this comes to 0. We got a pretty good use of it for the block right in defense, and also across here on our side of it for Dallas Mavericks to roll it in. And for Jason Katie is having a little bit of a harder question out there. They are really been stepping in. He has a lot of things to say for it as this interview puts on. say now about Jason Kidd, he was really like all what he had to do. And sometimes he really makes it a little bit with the adjustment, and we were playing really good, but sometimes it didn't really make it often. Coming down to under 30 seconds, here's Lively. The second misses the target, and this will be Alderman with his own rebound. Wells on his way. Let the clock wind down as Wells passes to Pippen Jr. Sidesteps it. What a take! And as Pippen Jr. delivers a number 2. Nice cut here. Pippen Jr. must have had that one with a tight rein. He had a good front step. Like that effort. Energy not finding Davis. Davis rolls the exit. 5 seconds to shoot. Lively. Overeating. And good. That will be the 2-pointer for Lively. This will be the end of the first half. 28-25 to score. And now our refs things up. Wolves get ready for the second half. Please stand by as we have the halftime show. Here's David.
Thanks, Kevin. Jason, a hard-fought first half. How do you assess the game so far?
We're going to need everybody. The one thing we got to do is we can't settle. We got to keep attacking and get the ball in the paint.
Use that to your advantage. Thanks, Jason. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Jaren Jackson Jr. just been playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 13 points and 1 steal. And last game, he could never really get going. Maybe that lit a fire under him tonight. Kenny, what'd you think about the Grizzlies?
We have to recognize their bench play. Sometimes we overlook the second unit. But tonight, they've been the key. The coaching staff has got to love it. Getting that extra boost. It's huge.
And Shaq, what do you have to say about the Mavericks?
Well, I thought the one bright spot was the effort on the glass. Several times when momentum was sliding, getting the turnovers and fouls. Strong work on the glass is key because that's how you string together a series of big stops.
And that's all we have for now. Tell the folks goodbye, Shaq. Tell the folks goodbye,
Goodbye.
Kenny. Goodbye. Go to Kevin Harlan.
You've been watching the 2K Sports Halftime Show. After the first half, we welcome you back at FedEx Forum for the start of the second half of the game. As we look at Jackson Jr. starting out strong in the first half of the game. You know what they tell now, Jackson Jr. must have all with his passion after him. As his father simply making a little coach out of him he has been playing for, and he really took a job afterwards. I really love what he's doing for. It just makes him fantastic. Brady sure is. On the start of it now, as we're ready for the second half, here are the Grizzlies in the defense. Pippen Jr.'s with Bane. Wells is right for small forward. Jackson Jr. for point forward, and Edie right to center. Thompson up. That's off the rim, and never missed by Dallas Mavericks. They're not starting out that strong afterwards. They really are just not picking up the pace. They've really been left out alone, and they're really had nobody else to take care of them. Digwin. Passes now finding again to Davis. Davis back to Digwin. Washington for 3. On a 2-point range, it's a close one. 28-27. And here's Payne. Still looking for a score for Edie. And a drive makes it in for Edie. Purdue University scores his first 2. Looks like this is what happens with Edie. He really makes it off strong. That's the rookie start. Thompson finds Davis. Davis fades back to Thompson. Flipping on change. Alley-oop to Davis. Roll around, and they make that fade in to make it work. Davis pulls again. 8 points in a row. Pippen Jr. toward his way. 3 for Bane. Another miss here for Memphis Grizzlies. Now he finds it to Dinwiddie, looking over again, finding Davis. Give a dish roll to Gafford. Tries again, and it goes in. And we got their lead up by 1 for the first time in the third, as he has 8 points. Starting a little bit too cold afterwards. We have 4 out of 9 field goals. He's got to watch his step. If he doesn't do really well often, he's not going to get it off. What a jam here. Nobody sets the crowd afterwards. Nobody's guarding on Pippen Jr. Nobody's guarding on Jackson Jr. Nobody is. They gotta watch for him. Thompson looking it over now, finding Davis. And Dinwiddie will now make a screen out of him and make a new chain. 3 for Thompson. Gets it back. Klay Thompson decided to give it over again to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. We're feeling out a little bit. Gafford. Over Edie. Nice save by Zach Kitty. And now Pippen Jr. is right toward the wing. He really messed that one up here. I mean, top on a strong angle. And bang goes in. 34-31 is the score. Now they're just losing all the big effort. I mean, there was no effort to try to pull it back. Dinwiddie. Thompson now finds Davis. Davis. Backstepper. Rolls in and out. Wells on his way. Here's a 3 for Maine. And a rebound by Gafford. Here's another one for Davis. And he rolls to Dinwiddie. Washington for 3. For the tie. And it's missed. Now it's back to Pippen Jr. Wells tries this time. That's an error miss and never saw it. What's going on with the three-pointers? They're shooting crazy already. They gotta watch what they're stepping. Davis finds again a Thompson. Washington. Toward corner. No room. They gotta get moving. Alba rolls around. And too close to the rim as he got knocked the ball loose. Right toward the wing. Up toward the Wofford. Have again. And a foul is picked up by Dallas. Davis with his first personal and our first team foul with only 3:02 remaining.
At the line for 2.
Shoot 2.
He hits the first free throw. Now as we do changes coming on the court, as this will be 3 players off the court. As right now, Gafford, Davis, and Washington are checked out. Exa, Marshall, and Edwards, and Lively in a second are checked in. Grizzlies making new changes here. As now as Aldama, Jackson, Conchar, and Moran is back on court. He drops the second. Dallas down by 5. Here's Williams. 3 minutes left in the third quarter as he rolls again to Edwards. Edwards gives to Exum. Exum looks to Edwards. Bounce pass to Marshall. Over Wells. Nice drive for Marshall as he has 5 points in this game. Really, he could take it easy one chain. I mean, he really had it all coming down. Moran feeling out a little bit. Bounce pass to Aldama. And now it's right over toward the wing. Here's a shot. Good D by Lively to second. Lively's got his first rebound, and this will only 2:20 to go in the third quarter. He rolls again to Williams. Williams slides back. Rolls up. Round the rim. Good for Lively. And he rolled it right toward him quickly, and he took it all what he had. They didn't see what goes in there. I mean, I thought that foul was going to get given over by Aldama, but he really took it well. 6 points for him for Derek Lively with only 2 minutes. And a pass middle for Conchar. Too close to the rim. And it's rebounded by Lively. Lively with his second rebound, now has it again to Williams. Williams over to Marshall. A chance for a lead. Finds back to Williams. Bounce pass to Lively. Rolls again to Williams. Williams finds Lively. Lively. Marshall. 4-2. And good. And you take the lead for Marshall. as this one is a 7-point bucket drive to bucket it in. He really doesn't mean that anyway, but that now delivers it. He had a little chance afterwards, but he's getting it all with his usage. 3 for the win. Downtown, oh good. Final minute of the third quarter. Williams right toward outside of it, and he has to give it over, finding Lively. Lively. Swinging around a little bit, now find Exum. Exum looks to Marshall. Marshall, Edwards up. That's missed again for Dallas Mavericks. Now his way through, he now finds it over to Morant. Morant, Conchar, drives and throw down in the end though. After Morant with the assist. There is no stopping to this one. Conchar is really picking his energy. He's flying down with the muscle. You gotta make it easy come, you gotta make it easy eating. Okay, days go on. Back to Lively in a second with 20 seconds. Tries again, and this one's stopped by Eldama. Shot clock is unplugged with 13 seconds. 3 for Wells. That's another miss by Memphis. Tight game afterwards. Edwards trying to slew it out a little bit. And a 2, jump shot, and good. Makes a 3-pointer, and they're up by 2. It's a 40-38 game. Hey, he didn't really have to do anything again, did he? Well, now it's definitely tightness. It's a back and up and down we go. And so the third quarter ends here. Fourth quarter's underway. When we come back, we'll have some big action for you on our way next. You're watching the NBA Play Tournaments presented by SoFi on 2K Sports. And we have a moment now to reveal the State Farm Mississippi game. Looks like this one makes it really well for him. And we're looking back afterward from the Grizzlies. As we've given a good look from Mavs, this is what Marshall made him go for. And as for Davis, he rolls it in with a nice big chain as he pulls it with the dunk. This is one of the best highlight moves. We're down to the final quarter in Memphis, Tennessee. Hope you're having a lot of fun. Let's get to work. On a big start of a chain here for the Mavericks, as this one will be with Dinwiddie. He's along with Clay Thompson, and it's Lively to second. PJ Washington outside, and it's Fred, and it's Derek Lively to second. Roll middle, Dinwiddie up, and he breaks it in. Dinwiddie with a 2-point releasement. He now has 6. He really must have taken a lot of a hard hinge afterwards. He really has given a little big separation from the basket drive, and this one was right toward its wing. He didn't really think of happening. I didn't see what happened here. I thought that was going to be an ankle breaker for some reason. Lively in a second rolls it back downward, and now he rolls to Davis. Slides back. Over to Lively. He rolls up, and he goes in. Lively takes 8 points, and it's Davis with the assist. The Brown, how can he do this? He really stepped it all when he had. Morant, over to Jackson Jr. Up and good. Nice cut there. And that's 17 points for Jackson Jr. with the assist by Morant. Oh, there's no stopping now. I mean, that's what Jackson Jr. made it do for. Dinwiddie, spinning a little bit down into toward the zones, doesn't have anything to go. The bounce pass now find Davis. A switch over to Thompson. Thompson find Davis. Over Jackson Jr. And rolling it out. 5:15 left to go in the fourth quarter as Morant's got the ball. 8 for 2. Nervous, goes up, and he will not get it in time, and this will be Davis with his 6th rebound of the night. He's confident out there, and didn't really think he was able to do for it, but he really must have messed something up, and he couldn't get things done. Wow, Clay Thompson's having a little bit of a bad start afterward, and he's not doing really well. 3-pointer catches in for a Desmond Bay. That's a 44-43 game. Look at the stand now. Now you can hear what's going on. He really must have keep everything in between. Dinwiddie now finds again to Thompson. Hope again to Davis. Well, we now trying to give it over fast again to Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. Around Morant. What a drive! Dinwiddie pulls him with an 8-point bucket score. 46-43. Morant still have a lot of time left as Kennard is on the outside. Maxey Jr. plays the 3. This is again. Davis. 7 free run of the night, and this will be given over again. Now finding Dinwiddie. And the finish. He got it again. As this will be Mavericks with another 2-pointer. That's 8 for Dinwiddie. You didn't say what happened, and then again, and he moves around that quickly. He really must have his own maneuvering skill. He kept that one coming. Edie around him, and he's fouled. That'll be lively the second for the second personal foul, and their first team foul on Dennis. Coming up at the free throw line will be Zach Edie taking 2 shots. It doesn't really make it a hard use of this game. I mean, I say for Edie, he's really making his own time energy, and just what they say now is that it's not really an easy way to do it for him. I mean, you just don't get into it, you just don't get back into it, you just gotta keep moving. Every time you do it often, you don't make it, and you just lose it everything. Don't take the hard effort. Substitutions coming in for the Mavericks. It's Lively, the second's checked out, as Gafford's checked back in. Grizzlies making new changes here, as now as Kennard checks out, Bain moves over to shooting guard as Williams Jr. is checked in. He missed a second. Washington will settle things down a bit with only 3:43 to go. And now back to Thompson. Davis right to him. And will now try to give over to Washington. Washington, Brownie, great team. Dinwiddie back again to Gafford. They're rolling in. I don't know what's going to keep on coming, but they really just didn't have any response. Wow, what a nice try for Dinwiddie. He has 12. They are rolling it big tonight. Well, he's trying to look over to beat over against Jackson Jr., and he's really like all the flow. Nobody's stopping now. I mean, he really can't get away with that. Final 3 minutes of the fourth quarter as Dinwiddie's right toward it on the opposite side. He finds Davis. Davis tries to roll back to Thompson, now find Dinwiddie. Dinwiddie. Roll around. Thompson from outside. Here's Davis. Over Jackson Jr. And it's missed again. 80 with another rebound. That will be number 3. Morant outside. Shots to motion. And he takes the jam. He rips it and shows the province of law. Nothing stands a chance. Morant's definitely on a high flyer. And as for Davis, he was a little late. He didn't get that block in clean enough. What a great presentation to give that one a smooth dunk. Presented by AT&T 5G Slam Cam. And this will be a timeout for the Mavericks, as this will be under 2:30 to remain. Looking very well out there. That's what's Morant. He really showed it. Josh Showdown. Make him feel good about the possible. I love this energy. This is what they've been doing it for every moment. The NBA Play-In Tournament on 2K Sports is brought to you by Hotels.com. Find your perfect place somewhere. State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by American Express. Don't live life without it. As we have that one with a big discussion here, this will be all games here. But there's not much time to see what gets in with the Stanley Cup playoffs. That will be beginning here on May 3rd on EA Sports on Son of Beast. That will be the start of it to have our own presentation. And it's back. You can find out who wins this one to make your prediction right in the own game of the hour. And you'll find out what goes on with the next situation right here on Son of Beast. AD is your player of the game. tonight. He really must have had it all with a huge contribution. And as for now, always, this really makes what Anthony Davis feels so delight and just how hard he had been doing for. Yeah, definitely what they all say now. I mean, AJ's definitely the pro. Come on now, make it feel very well. I have a lot of rage feeling. As a sideline reporter, David Aldridge has been talking through for John Morant. As head coach, he's been saying this: we need to keep our secret up. This is it, gentlemen. If we want to win, you gotta choose it. Wow, Thompson, he threw that one down pretty quickly, and he finally got himself on the board. Yeah, he's been quiet already. I mean, the jump shot wasn't really helpful, but now he found that up really well. Last touch line, the Gafford. This will be the Grizzlies ball to keep it alive. Now as Lively checks in for Gafford, and only 2 minutes left to remain. Quarter range, Jackson Jr. 3 from Morant. It's missed again. Washington's got an ever-changing with a chance. Rolls to Lively. Lively now finds Klay Thompson. 13 seconds. Davis trying to look for a confident clean. And roll back to Thompson. Back to Washington. Right to the corner. Outside. 3 for Dinwiddie. It's good! Dinwiddie! 15 points. Trying to look for a beat by Jackson Jr. All loose. Jackson Jr. now finds Morant. Green. Round the move. Denied by Lively in a second. He has his first block of the game. Oh, he's really been looking all over right now. It looks like the fans are reacting to this. We need to get this one back. As right now, here's Wells. Toward Wayne. Finds Edie. 3 from Morant. And he drops it in. Another 3-pointer. Here, down by 4. 80 seconds in the fourth quarter. Dinwiddie show response. Gotta look for Lively. Around the move. He got it. Lively with 10 points in the game. They are just going back up by 6. Morant. No sign of the effort. Slowing down. He will make the drive to make the throw down. 4 out of 10 field goals for tonight. He has 9. Dinwiddie slowing it down here in a final minute, and now we're under a minute to go. Toward middle, deflected. Last touch by Morant. This will be Mavs ball with only 49 seconds. Well, this is it now. I mean, he's looking like he's like, Tomas is definitely in frustration now. I mean, we need to get this one here, guys. Don't move your hustle. Dinwiddie. Sliding it back. Needs some deep regroups, and the reach and foul will be on Morant. Only the first team foul puts it in for Memphis. They have 1 bonus to give. And right to the alley-oop. Off of Klay Thompson. He's a little bit off timing, a little slow, and he's not showing us a little response to the effort. They need to get back into it. Wells missed the 3, and he'll have the very intentional foul immediately on Jackson Jr. Only a second. Only 30 seconds. This is not possible. They really have to get right into this. If they don't do it often, they need to get this one timed down. Nothing is going to make it clear to get right to it. Davis makes the first free throw. He's really like on a hard hand, but that doesn't make anything like you wanted. It's just what happens. You just got to keep fighting. And he drops the second. Second to last timeout for Memphis Grizzlies with 30.5 seconds in the regulation quarter. They're just a gasp out. Yeah, they don't know what's going to happen. They really are just all over now as they're just pushing back in. They really are just soon to try to like give up on everything. They had nowhere to be going in between. I don't know why, but they've really been knocking him down like they did for him. And if they don't have the right coverage to do for him, then you're done. You've got to like committed it to lose everything. Don't forget, folks, this will be the first part of the game. First, we see what one of the 4 versus 5th seed as the Bucks take on against the Indiana Pacers at the Cambridge Fieldhouse for the first game at 12 p.m. Following along with the second game, as this will be the next game, as this will be the Celtics against the Magic at TD Garden Arena for a 3 p.m. game. And then tonight will be the big one. Thunders waiting against the Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies here at OKC. That coverage starts at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. in Central. And for our final game, it'll be happening at Denver at 9 p.m. against the Los Angeles Clippers for the Mile High game. Then the second part of it will be casting it to show what goes on with the first versus 8th seed as the Cavaliers take on against the other team against the Hawks. That'll be the first part of the game to keep your eyes on the way. And then the third versus 6th seed, Knicks against Detroit. The first one is at Madison Square Garden. And then tonight, Rockets and the other team of the Timberwolves at Toyota Center. And finally, the third versus the 6th seed, the Lakers up against the Minnesota Wolves. It's a tight game so far, but they're going to have to try change it all what they got. Yeah, no sirree. I mean, I felt like this is only what happens with, and not anybody is good at it, and they've really been kept on coming forward from here. Just in time for anybody that's going to try to like keep over it, because there are 3 teams in that Eastern Conference that had 50 wins. Lakers, Nuggets, and the Clippers. They're all tied up, but there was only 2 for the Golden State Warriors. And this one will be taken in to try to show how it's done. I mean, I don't know what they really did, but it seemed like that there'll be the Lakers against the Golden State Warriors, and then Timberwolves face against the Rockets. I mean, that's really what they all been choosing it out for some reason. I mean, there is no opposite side. No timeouts up for the Grizzlies as they're under 30 seconds to remain in the quarter. With the big man, here's Payne. And that one misses. He'll intentionally get a foul here as Edie at the second and the 13th foul for Memphis. Well, that's it. They're end of a line. They're out of timeouts. They can't do anything about it. Derek Lively is seconds at the free throw line, shooting 2. And this will be the extension to carry the win, and they will be off on the road to play against OKC for the first round. First free throw misses. And he makes a second. For the hope, Morant hustling his way in. Passes to Wells. For the 2. Jumper. Misses. Rebound. And he went out of bounds. That'll be Grizzlies ball to keep it alive with 14.2 seconds in the 4th quarter. Time's running out. They're really losing it all. Now they're not going to get anything. And the final substitutions are already in. Thompson and Davis are checked out. And as for Morant, the team is finished. Kennard for 3. That's good. It will drop it in, and the final timeout will be Mavericks. 12.3 seconds in the 4th quarter. Well, they really had all. I mean, nobody really had a chance to do for anything, but that's a big matchup that they're really doing it for. Nothing sells out. Don't forget, folks, post-game show is coming up underway here after the full game regulation comes to a completion. It'll be all games here to show what goes in, as this will be our big coverage to show the status for Grizzlies and for the Dallas Mavericks to get right ahead of the game. This big matchup, but it won't be the last to take anything. It's all possible enough, but as you may have already noticed, it doesn't make anything history. While it does, I mean, it's just what you think. You make it here, possible or not. You don't have the choice to do so. And as for one last substitution for the Mavericks, this will be it. And as for Washington, you'll be showing out. The foul's picked up. Second foul on Morant, 14th foul for Memphis. And this will be it. SBJ Washington heads to the free throw line to shoot for 2. Well, they're trying to get it in there. I mean, the Mavericks have already made it all the way to the finals by last postseason, but it seemed like that this time it may have been hard enough to try to keep out the flow. Nothing really is going to stand out. Washington drops the first free throw. And he missed the second. Wells, out of time. Last 3. And that's it. That's going to do it. Final score, 61-56. Grizzlies end their season with a big frustration of the end for the postseason to play in. As we go down to David Aldridge for tonight's courtside player of the game. Who do you have, David?
Thanks. Here with Anthony Davis. AD, gritty win. What was the difference?
Great drive. Came out in the second half with a lot of energy, a lot of force. Coach got orders about not playing with force. They were catching the ball too easy, wherever they wanted, and they were denying us. But for us, we had to come out in the second half with a lot more energy, a lot more force on the defensive end. We did that, and able to come up with the win.
Yeah, you really made it hard for him, AD. Thanks for your time. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thank you so much. And this has been a presentation on the play-in tournaments for the win in the Battle of the AFC. Along with my Craftcast partner, with Tyler and Wood Spoony and DA, I'm Zo True. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Good night, everybody. So, Troop, thank you so much for your time. And this is it. Mavericks are heading to OKC for the first round of the NBA playoffs. Well, it doesn't seem anything like this. It just makes it hard enough to try to beat out the rush. And you don't do it oftenly, you're never going to get a win. Here's how you do with the total statistics. 50% for the field goal for Dallas Mavericks, 29% for the Memphis Grizzlies on the three-pointers, 75 free throws for Dallas Mavericks, 10 fast break points for Memphis Grizzlies. Both teams have 32 points in the paint. Kind of close neck. 5 second chance points for Dallas Mavericks, with 21 bench points, 24 assists, 6 offensive rebounds, and 32 defensive rebounds for Dallas Mavericks. The other side for Memphis only had 3 steals with 3 blocks, and only 1 turnover with 4 points on. 3 team fouls with Dallas Mavericks, 6 dunks was Memphis Grizzlies. 7 make us lead for Dallas Mavericks, and it's only 16:51 time of possession. Well, as I noticed it before, it doesn't make a change off. All right, Terry, let's have your 3-star players of the game. Thank you so much. As right now, the 3rd-star player of the game goes over to Derek Lively, the second, as it's only 11 points with 5 rebounds and 2 assists, made absolute 1 block with 5 out of 8 field goals. And he only had 16 performance effort as he made out with a strong on a start by first and second half. Then the number 2-star for the Memphis Grizzlies. This one goes over to a bigger on the absolute. Nothing stands out. Jaren Jackson Jr. 17 points, 1 rebound, 2 steals, 8 out of 12 field goals with 1 3-pointer, and he only had 17 with 2 dunks. He really did great, but his season has always been the end for him. We really appreciate with all this hard work and give the fans with some love. And your 1st-star player of the game from New Balance, guess who? Somebody. It's Spencer Dinwiddie. He had 15 points with only 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 out of 10 field goals, 1 3-pointer, and only 21 performance effort. But Anthony Davis, he really had all of his better chance. He must have had that one with only 1 dunk. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 out of 7. And that's going to do it here for now. Thank you so much for everybody who is tuning into the play-in tournaments. We can't wait to get this thing started for the NBA playoffs on 2K Sports. And this will be presented by Google to show how you can perform here, to show what the status is all about. And as we have a moment, here are the stats here to show the Informer by the information of Google. The first team, as we start things off then, we're going to do 4th versus the 5th seed for the first game of tonight. For Season 4 rematch, it doesn't really make it what the change is, but Season 6 must be. Indiana Pacers against the Milwaukee Bucks is the first matchup. Following along with the next game, as this will be the Celtics against the Orlando Magic at TD Garden. And then the other side of it for the Western Conference, that will be the other ones as we're looking through. As this will be the OKC Thunders against the Dallas Mavericks here for our first location at OKC. And then tonight's game for at 9 p.m. Denver against LA Clippers. It's a big matchup, guys. We're looking toward it, but it never takes it in. So that'll be the first day to start things off then. And then day 2, that will be on the other side of it, as this will be on Sunday. Cleveland Cavs are about to take on against the Atlanta Hawks at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Then the second game, the Knicks take on against the Detroit Pistons. They are in the playoffs, and we haven't seen them such a long time since 2017 was the last team that made its way to the NBA playoffs. And then tonight's game, Rockets against the Timberwolves. And then the Golden State Warriors and the Lakers are to battle for the Pacific Coast teams to show how it's done right between the 3rd seed against the 6th seed. Well, folks, that's it. And with that being said, see you all for the start of the first round of the NBA playoffs. This is Terry Crews and Son of Beast signing you out. Peace out for a while as the completion of the play-in tournament dial. And as for always, good night. So long in Memphis, Tennessee.
If you don't, somebody will.